take out a battery. Only thing you're gonna need is a 10 millimeter, a ratchet, 10 millimeter and a ratchet. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna take off, this is your battery here, 10 millimeter, take that off, and then take that bolt off, not completely off, just loosen it, twist this off, twist this off. Sometimes the way battery design, the deep socket won't fit in there, so just grab the 10, it's a 10 millimeter, grab it. Now every battery is different. Just be careful you don't hit no ground or nothing, because it will arc. Now right here, just taking off the 10. Just keep spinning until they come off and they free. Gonna tuck the negative, tuck it behind something to get it out the way. Now all that corrosion, we're gonna have to clean that up. That's acid buildup. You don't want that there when you put your new battery in. You're gonna take the tie down, 10-inch bolt or nut. That's gonna come right off. Now on the Lexus design, is bolt on the top, a nut on the top, and then once you take that off, that kind of lifts up, and there's a little hook right there. When you get this hook up, just take it out, put it to the side. Now this is what I use for cleaning the terminals. It sprays on and it goes like foam, and it eats up all that acid and does a good job cleaning it up. I let it sit for a couple seconds and let it eat all up. Then what I'll do is grab a brush like the one I have here and just scrape the heavy stuff. Now be careful, make sure you got gloves on, because that acid, that's acid. You don't want that in your eyes or nothing. So usually start off with the negative and positive. Make sure you take off that red cap. I had people come back and say the battery don't work because it's not turning on the car. When I look, they never took the red cap off. So just make sure you take off the red cap so they could do connection. And put your bolt on, tie it down. I usually leave my positive to last. Put that in there. And just tighten her up. Now with the 10s, you don't want to tighten too hard, because they'll snap. Just snug it. Once you feel a little oomph, I usually put my hand closer to the end of the wrench so you don't put too much power. If you go to the top like that, you can snap it right off. So usually grab closer to the end, turn until you can't no more. And do the same thing with the negative, make sure it doesn't move. You look, see how that moves. It shouldn't move like that. It should be nice and snug, nice and tight. So you don't have to worry about loose connection and battery light staying on or something like that. Make sure everything's secure, nice and tight. There you have it. Put your cover back on. It has it. Just got a little, pound them in a little bit. Now clean up your tools. I use this battery coat. There's like different ones, purple, red, yellow. I use this red one. It turns into like a nice like grease, and it prevents that acid from building back up. So I usually do the nut gets acid too, and I'll spray that down. Just get a rag and clean up that residue. So you hit the subscribe button, like button, and I'm gonna just keep putting up how-tos, DIYs. If I feel like it's not a DIY project, I'll still try to put procedures on how to do it. And maybe you guys that want to challenge it can do the DIY yourself, or just know what your mechanic's getting into and how much is it, how much it's gonna cost and stuff like that.